What's up, my YouTubers? It's been a moment. All right. Yes, welcome to the fun angle and the very bright light from the window behind me. All right, so where have I been for the past, I don't know, month or so? Busy. Well, with three babies, a 12-year-old, and then pregnancy, and my brain has been woohoo. Yes, it's been a minute. So we've got a lot to talk about today. So I've got my list that you guys can't see, but it's on my screen, so we're going to dive right into it. All right, first thing is our septic tank got fixed, and I do have a video of that getting fixed. We finally got the permits. We finally got the guy to come out to dig the hole and fix it and everything else. So our septic tank is new, fixed, and it's been working great. Next thing is I did have my teeth cleaned. I could show you like the before and after pictures, I guess. I did the right side first. I had two cavities or fillings. I had fillings, I'm sorry, up top on my right side. And then that was first. I think I had that in the beginning of I had it in June. And then I had, well, obviously I had it in June because it's just now July. It's July 3rd. And then I had the bottom one on my left side done at the end of June. So got my teeth, my fillings for my teeth. Next time I go back to the dentist will be in September, where I get my wisdom teeth removed. I have two bottom ones that desperately need to be removed because they are compacted, but they're showing. And then the top ones they're going to look at and see what to do. I don't know if they're going to remove all four of them, but I do know that they said that my wisdom teeth are compacted. It is rare for like somebody my age to have their wisdom teeth finally come in, but it's not, I mean, it's rare. So, but they said that the reason why I need to have them removed is because over time they could make my jaw, they could either hurt when they come in and then I'll have to get them removed, or they could push my jaw forward more, something like that. Anyways, next dentist appointment is in September. So, after baby is born, then, my my probation appointment that was in June, I went ahead and paid off my entire restitution, which was funny because at first they said that I couldn't pay off the entire amount of restitution, but they had just changed all their, I guess, court fees or how much you can actually pay off. So I paid that all off. So I only owed the probation fees only. So basically, as of right now, my probation fees, I have $200 left on the fees plus the $40 a month, which is just like the routine, like the payment, whatever, to pay for probation, which whatever. Ideally, I would love to pay off not only the entire probation fees, but the entire amount of the $40. I get off probation January 11th unless I get lucky and they decide that I can get off early. I have a review next month. The goal is to pay off the $200 that I owe left by next month, which is doable, very doable. Then I had blood testing done for like diabetes, preeclampsia, protein levels, hypertension, all this other stuff. So all those came back normal. I'm perfectly healthy for my age. This baby's perfectly healthy. I do have pictures of that that I could put in this video. And then with the pregnancy alone, since I am in my third trimester, obviously my tiredness and the indigestion has kicked up. I forgot about the whole third. Would you stop messing with the dog, please? Excuse me. I forgot about the third trimester tiredness where you can get exhausted easily. And I know as belly grows, because as of this week, I am 33 weeks as of this week. And I will show you a belly picture or a belly. I'll show you my belly in a minute. But stop messing with the dog. But yeah, it's like you get tired and winded very easily. And indigestion doesn't happen too often. It happens usually at nighttime when I'm laying down trying to get the babies to sleep, and I'm up and down and up and down trying to like go to the bathroom or just roll over and trying to not, whatever with them. I did have a psych appointment on Wednesday, June 11th. I did go ahead and increase my medication again. So I was on 75 milligrams of Effexor. I went back up to 150. She did tell me something interesting that I did not know, is that when you are pregnant and you're on medications, when you're pregnant, the medications can tend to, or no, the pregnancy can tend to not make the medications work as well because of the increased volume of everything. So my increasing to 150 is like me taking 75, if that makes any sense. So I don't know if in the future I'm going to go back down to 75, but right now I'm at 150 and I can tell a difference because I do have more energy because I'm not as panicky, and there's been reasons over the past how many weeks I've been not doing a vlog of panicking. Um, but yeah, then I had an OB appointment on Thursday, June 12th, where everything was fine. Baby's heartbeat's great, right on schedule. Measuring like 3 or 4 days small, but right on schedule. My pregnancy mommy brain, finally got a hold of WIC. So we got back on WIC. That was good. And then I had, let's see, I had another OB appointment with the ultrasound. Early, we did take early to that, so that was fun. Again, baby was cooperating. Baby did all the measurements really, really well. Again, measuring slightly small, but right on schedule. So between August 19th or sometime that week. My weekly appointments for the doctor, for the OB, will start on July 25th, which is a Friday. So now I will have my next time I go to the OB is on Friday, and I'll go every Friday because my OB doctor wants me to go on Fridays because that's when she's mostly available. So July 25th, which is at the end of this month, I'll be starting to go every single week. Which is good because due to my age, which if you guys don't know, I'm 40, I'll be 41 in October. But with my previous pregnancies and my age, I'm glad I didn't have to start going every week already. I'm glad that everything is healthy. Me and the baby are healthy enough to make it to my weekly appointments at 36 weeks. About 2 weeks ago, Braxton Hicks has started, finally. I say that because I've been wondering when Braxton Hicks were going to start. I forgot about Braxton Hicks. I forget about Braxton Hicks, and then I don't forget about Braxton Hicks because it's one of those things where if you've had kids before, you know they're going to come up, and every pregnancy is different, so you don't know how Braxton Hicks are going to work. But you have, what is in your hair, Bup? You've got something in your hair. You want to say hi to the people? Anyways, so yeah, Braxton Hicks has started. Yesterday was a fun day. Okay, backtrack. Braxton Hicks has started because the other couple weeks ago, it was a cooler day. It was not like 4,000 degrees heat outside. I'm sure the humidity wasn't that low. I'm sure the humidity was really high. But Jim had mowed the yard, so I decided to move some of the baby toys out from from one spot of the yard to the other. It was like probably 50 feet, right? And they're all plastic toys, so it's not like anything heavy. They're literally like ride-on toys. So I can go ahead and spray vinegar to kill the weeds and coffee grounds to like deter the ants and stuff on the part where he already mowed, but I had to move the toys to do that. And me not, realizing that doing too much in the heat while in your third trimester could wear you out so much, because I was so used to doing everything in my second trimester outside that third trimester obviously is going to be different. So basically, long story short, did not realize until later on that I apparently did too much, because then I also came inside, even though it was hydrating. I mean, if you see me, I have this big, huge thing of water. And even though it was hydrating, the heat mixed with moving things, and then coming inside, I was also standing up cooking dinner for about an hour and a half. I made pierogies from scratch. And just doing all that probably sent my body into um, Braxton Hicks. So I had to basically lay down for the rest of the night, which kind of made me mad because I'm not one of those people to just sit still. And then the whole next day, Jim and Mom and Airly forced me to be in bed all day. Not really in bed, but just rest. So, like, I could do little things, but it's just one of those things where, like, you're so used to um, cleaning up and doing dishes, and you have a routine when you're pregnant. And in my head, I was like, well, they're chasing our cat. Yes. And they're going to probably get scratched. That's a different story. No, when you're so used to taking care of toddlers and doing everything around the house, you don't realize that your body is telling you to rest. And I'm very, very, very stubborn where I need to listen to my body to make sure that I don't actually force my body to go into early labor because there is that risk with my medication and my age and everything. But, all right, I don't know where I was at. Pregnancy, Queen Braxton Hicks. So, long story short, I did too much, had to rest. And it was very hard for me to rest the next day because I'm not one to just sit still. Anyways, then yesterday, we had some people come and take all the old like metal and recyclable like appliances and stuff out of our yard. One because by the time we're able to get a trailer to haul all of the like old appliances or the metal or something and take it to our like recycling place, it's just we don't have time and we don't have the money to buy a trailer or rent a trailer. It's just easier to have somebody come. So I put it online and I said free. I said like. Then some people messaged me. I said $60 at first. They offered 50, so we took 50. People who came and got all the stuff got like a steal for it. I mean, like metal, copper, whatever, old appliances, whatever. I mean, they can fix it and sell it, or they can disassemble it and sell it for parts, or they can take the copper out of it. It doesn't matter. Basically, these people got a steal for what we gave them, and for $50, we needed the money, and I'm sure that they're going to make profit. So everything worked out in the end because we got a lot of the things like the old lawnmower for the old owners, this car thing that was on the side of the house. We got a lot of things removed from our yard, basically. Um, and that was a huge, huge thing. We did have somebody come yesterday or the day before, give us money for the SUV, Jim's SUV, that's been in the yard for 2 years because it didn't run. And that was nice. So we got some money from the SUV, some money from the junk in the yard. So that will help. What else? Oh, yeah, yesterday. So when the guys were here trying to load up everything, and I was trying to tell them what they can all have, because some things I wasn't sure about. Like, we had old siding from the house that I don't think we're ever going to use, and I'm sure we could have given it to our neighbors or whatever, but hey, that's Daddy's. You do realize that, right? Honey, it's probably old tea. Anyways, I'm not even going to go there with them right now. All right, so I was holding the babies. It was cooler yesterday. It was like 89 degrees. I think the heat index, or it was like 88, but the heat index was like 92. And there was a really good breeze. It was going to rain that afternoon, so there was a really good breeze out. It wasn't ungodly hot. I already had to drain the pool anyways because it was going to rain and I need to clean it anyways before they go back inside. Oh, we got a hose. Speaking of it, let me do this ADHD first. We did get a hose. We got 2 hoses. We did get our hose spigot fixed, and we got our outlets fixed. Because some of the outlets in our house, like, I don't know why they either shorted out or whatever, but my mom had this guy who doesn't work for her company, but he works with her. Anyways, this guy that my mom knows came and fixed a lot of things. He still has to come back and fix a couple other things. But we have a hose, and I wrapped it around the house. The hose definitely fits around the house, so that way I can clean up the pool, and we can water the front yard. Not like we need to water the front yard, but, we can basically, we have a hose, fill up the pool. Anyways, draining the pool the other day, and then holding the baby so they could see what the guys are doing because they were whining and they wanted out to play in the yard. And then we put shoes on them so they could go out in the yard and play. Um, and then trying to chase after them. Again, I was doing too much. So I wasn't used to being outside in the heat anymore. And I went to go eat lunch. Sorry, I'm looking at the TV because I have to skip this commercial. But totally lost my train of thought now. So again, did too much. Went to go eat food, and all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I'm having cramps, whatever. It's fine. It's just the Braxton Hicks starting. I'm probably dehydrated. I didn't drink as much water yesterday as I should have. I knew I was dehydrated, so I was trying to drink some water. I knew I needed to eat because if you have Braxton Hicks, it's either dehydration, food, rest, one of those things. So I had just sat down to eat my food, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm having a really strong contraction that's like the strongest one I've had so far. I've only had Braxton Hicks like 4 times so far, and this would be the 4th one. So, I mean, it got to the point where I had to take my food, put it on the counter, and go in the bedroom and lay down and get in a different position because it was almost like it was a really sharp pain. As in like an actual contraction. I knew it wasn't. If you hear them crying in the background, I'm ignoring them because they're being toddlers. But yeah, so I went in there. Airly brought me my food. I stayed in there, ate my food. I was like, well, let me see if it did go away once I ate. The pain went away when I ate. But then I just stayed in bed because I was like, well, let me go ahead and rest. Just because this is a stronger Braxton Hicks, and I didn't know at that point if it was actually going to turn into labor. I did go ahead and just in case, go ahead and pack a diaper bag, because I can always take my clothes out and wear them if I need to, or to wash them, or take my meds out of the diaper bag if I need to, and take them every morning. So it's not like it's a huge deal to have a diaper bag packed. And I'm 33 weeks, so the baby can come at any time. And since Cora was a slight preemie, the triplets obviously came early, so like this one, could come early. I don't know. I also finally excuse me. We also finally narrowed down a name. I think I said in a previous video that we already have a boy's name picked out, and then a girl's name we were still kind of debating on. Well, we finally narrowed down a girl's name, so we have a boy's name and a girl's name picked out. Eventually, we'll do a gender thing. Obviously, we know, and very outside of just our family, but the general public of people don't know. So hopefully we can do a gender thing. If not, you guys will find out when the baby is born. Yeah, life has been crazy with they're all coming into their personalities. They are starting to do their terrible twos. Millie is in her hitting her siblings phase. I know that's common in siblings, especially multiples, where they're gonna just but we're trying to nip that in the bud. We're trying to teach her to not do that. She does it when she gets upset, which I know is common. Right now they're playing with solo cups. My mom bought like 200 or 100 of solo cups, and I drew on the bottom of them like ABCs 1 through 20, and some shapes and stuff. So they've been playing with those for a while. We did get a couple new toys. I got this big car thing. Let me show you. So they can play with those. I found those on Marketplace, so they can play with those. Leo, which is Airly's dog. Um, he's a Labradoodle. He is as old as Diego. He's was kind of scared at first to, new environment. He's great with kids. He's just new environment, different dogs, different smells, cats, etc. So he wasn't used to going out without a leash and just roaming freely wherever he wants to go. He is obviously very attached to Early because he is, you know, she's his human. But he between Bella, my mom's dog, and him, they bark. My old dogs bark, but it's just like they'll bark randomly and nothing, and it's like, oh my goodness, and it's funny. He tends to be in the way a lot because if Early's here and she gets up anywhere, he'll follow her around. Um, so he's been a fun addition to the family. I love dogs though, so more than merrier. He kind of doesn't really get along too well with, well, I shouldn't say he doesn't get along with the cats. He wants to play with the cats. The cats don't like him because he's really big and they're not used to him yet. Um, and because he tries to chase them. So, and then Blaze, being an unfixed male, they have had their little tiffs because Blaze is very, very protective over the cats, especially Zenka, because that's his bestest friend. So if Leo's out there chasing the cats, Blaze will get, into it because he's very protective over the cats. Um, it rained for like a while, so it flooded our yard. We have one spot in our yard that from driving in it is getting no grass. We do have dirt outside of our fence line that needs to be spread into our yard eventually. Mom's tiny home is here. I did film that. I'm still in the process of editing it. It's not quite done yet, so I haven't really. Sorry, there's like TMI. There's like food down my shirt. Anyways, girl thing. Yeah, our tiny home is here. When she had the inspector come, see, my mom kind of did this backwards. Everybody was telling her don't go through the city or the county to do permits or anything. Just go ahead and get it delivered and everything. Which hindsight now she realizes, yes, she should have done that because the county is telling her in the state of North Carolina you need footings, and she doesn't because we're trying to say it's for storage. Well, right now it is for storage. It has no electricity. It has no like well system hooked not well system, but sewer system hooked up to it. Like it doesn't. It's a blank space. It's empty. Like there's no walls built or anything. So we had concrete blocks put, and she put extra hurricane straps down because that's what they told her to hire an engineer and have it signed off to where she doesn't need footings. So basically, her tiny home is still on pause. She's trying to figure out what to do because she has two options. She can either save up and get footings later on when she can actually afford them, which are about an extra $3,000 to $5,000 to put footings in, or they can come and take the house back since it was the company's fault who built the plans. Her layout plans, she had to have detailed layout plans to go to the county to get the permits. Well, they were wrote incorrectly. They showed footings on her plans, and that's wrong. So they messed up. And she's been trying to fight with, the company who made her tiny home and the county, trying to figure out what she could do. Since it's their mistake, they have to figure out what to do. So, long story short, her other option is for them to take back the tiny home, and she's going to get smaller, like little sheds, and have just multiple sheds, one shed for each like room type of thing, if that makes sense. Because you can have as many sheds as you want to on your property that are a certain, I think it's like 12 feet. Anything under like 14 feet, you can have as many as those on your property. So that's option two. So we don't know really what's going on. Dude, what's wrong? Well, your sister's nowhere near you, honey. But yeah, so that's what's going on with our tiny home. Our riding lawnmower, is destruction. It's something with the wiring. We don't know if it's the starter or the engine itself, but eventually we'll get that fixed. Her mom's coworker person did look at it, but I think whenever he has time to come back and fix everything else, he can come back and take a look at that. Um, yeah. So Airly has it's different having her here because obviously I've never parented a preteen before, so it's hard to be a parent to her, if that makes any sense, because I'm so used to parenting toddlers and their tantrums and getting them to not fight or whatever else, and then you have a preteen who's coming into her own and figuring out stuff. She loves her siblings. Oh my god, she plays with them all the time. We are teaching her how to cook more. On the 4th of July, which is tomorrow, actually, because today's the 3rd, we are going to make an apple pie from scratch, the pie and everything else. I have been filming some things that we have been making, so eventually I can edit those and stuff. We did get her room done. She helped me build her bed, and I love her bed. I would show you her room, but her room, as most preteens, not all, just most, her room's messy, of course. Her spider, she does have a tarantula, it came with her. We have been buying crickets for it and feeding it, and she's been fun. It's different just because she's like me, but the introverted version of me, if that makes any sense. And right now, she's not in that boy crazy phase, which I'm very, very happy about. I'm happy that she's kind of in that shy, doesn't really see. I say that, but I don't really know because she might be hiding that because what girl really is going to admit that they like a boy? I mean, some girls are a little proud of it. But anyways, I'm getting so distracted right now, so I'm not going to make this any longer. But I will show you the bump. Um, well, I guess no matter where I show you guys, the windows are gonna be bright and but here's or I should do this. So that's the bump. Probably not the best angle. Oh yeah, that's why because there's lights. Probably not the best angle. But on the note, um, any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, or advice, you guys can list this below. Follow me at my other socials, even though I haven't really posted much lately. And hopefully I can start, this is a horrible angle for me, but hopefully I can start posting videos again and making vlogs again. But as of right now, there's no baby. Braxton Hicks have started. My next OB appointment is on the 25th of July. And then we'll go from there. So you guys stay awesome. Bye.